Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The LTFRB has extended the deadline for the phase-out of traditional jeepneys. LTFRB Chairman Teofilo Guades said that jeepney drivers and operators will have 6 more months or until December to consolidate. The initial deadline of June 30 drew threats of a transport strike, but Guades clarified that the extension was not prompted by the threats.
There is no pressure for us for the strike because more than 90% of the transport groups have signified their support to the program of the LTFRB.
Despite the deadline extension and President Bongbong Marcos's asking for the transport groups to call off the strike, Manibela said that they are going ahead with a week-long mass action beginning March 6. They're expecting around 100,000 jeepney and PUV operators and drivers across the country to join the protest.
Maganda po yun na in-extend nila hanggang December 31. Aatras kami sa tigil pasada kapag yung panawagan at namin na scrap nila yung memorandum circular na nilabas nila last week. Yun po yung demand namin and then tsaka kami mag-usap. Yes. Yun lang po talaga yung gusto namin na mangyari.
In other news, the remains of alleged hazing victim John Matthew Salilig have finally arrived in his hometown. The body of John Matthew was flown via a C-130 plane to Zamboanga City on Thursday. He will lie in state together with his grandfather, who passed away on February 22. The National Bureau of Investigation has recently launched a parallel investigation into the death of the 24-year-old student. At least 6 of about 20 persons of interest have already come forward and are now in police custody. Meantime, Senator Win Gatchalian has criticized the government's implementation of the anti-hazing law. In an interview with The Big Story, Gatchalian said the country's anti-hazing law is among the toughest in the world. However, the senator believes that authorities are not fully carrying out the law. Gatchalian cited 10 reported hazing cases since the law was enacted in 2018, with the conviction rate being quite low.
Maganda po yun na in-extend nila hanggang December 31. Aatras kami sa tigil pasada kapag yung
And 13 days since a Cessna 340 plane crashed in Bicol, the remains of 3 of the 4 victims have been retrieved. From near the crater of the volcano to the base camp, it took around 20 responders to bring down each of the dead passengers using a rope system. The retrieval operations team worked through the night of Wednesday. With the 4th and last body expected to be brought down within the day, Camali Galbay Mayor Carlos Erwin Baldos said all the cadavers will be turned over to the scene of the crime operatives, or SOCO, before being transferred to the PNP for further investigation. Time now to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Senator Amy Marcos has expressed her concern over the planned construction of more EDCA sites in northern Luzon. Another local official echoed her sentiment, adding that his province might get caught up in conflict between the United States and its rivals. Mayan Los Baños with the report.
Senator Amy Marcos repeatedly questioned the Defense Department and AFP on reported plans to construct Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement or EDCA sites in northern Luzon. Citing reports she obtained, the senator said the 4 EDCA sites will supposedly be constructed in Cagayan, Isabela, and Zambales. That is on top of 5 sites already in place in different parts of the country. Marcos suspects the new EDCA sites are not really meant to defend our claims in the West Philippine Sea, but to help the U.S. in protecting Taiwan in their row with China.
Nagtataka rin po kami dahil kasi yung pagpili nitong mga sites, lahat nasa Northern Luzon. So, inaamin po ba natin na yung Taiwan ang siyang pakay, tinutukoy nito, at hindi yung deterrence sa West Philippine Sea at yung pagtatanggol ng lupain na Pilipino?
Though the DND has yet to confirm the locations of the new EDCA sites, former AFP Chief of Staff Bartolome Bacaro did say in an interview last year that these will be constructed in Cagayan, Zambales, Isabela, and Palawan. EDCA sites are used for military exercises and as training and logistics hub.
The 4 sites still on negotiation. We might change the locations depending on the agreement that we might having with the security sector.
The DND also denied that the EDCA sites have something to do with tensions in the Taiwan Strait.
We'll try to look at it at the comprehensive and strategic perspective of the whole territory that we have. The reason why we choose the northern part, there is a tendency of really our preparation really for disaster is very significant.
Marcos, meanwhile, also worries that EDCA sites might become a target of attacks, especially by U.S. rivals.
If you were the commander-in-chief of a country at war with the United States, wouldn't you attempt to cut off supplies and equipment of their army located here in the Philippines, in northern Luzon?
Military camp will always be a target for the adversary.
Diba nagpre-preposition ng Amerika kasi gusto nila umatake? Tayo naman ang madadali.
We are having that MDT purposely for defense. For defense, not for preparing for war.
Meanwhile, Cagayan Governor Manuel Mamba says he has not been informed of plans on the potential construction of EDCA sites in their province. Mamba clarifies they have no issue with Filipino soldiers training in Cagayan, but he's opposing the placing of EDCA facilities in the province as he worries that they could get in between troubles of US and other countries.
Pakiusap namin, no foreign forces in Cagayan. Yun lang po, para we will have sleepless nights. Pag ganyan po, kami po yung pinakamalapit. Tatamaan po kami kahit na anong mangyari.
Reporting for News 5, Mayan Los Baños, we are One News.
And Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is on his last day here in the Philippines. Yesterday, he met with President Bongbong Marcos for a bilateral meeting. The heads of state discussed political security and economic cooperation, as well as people-to-people ties. In a press briefer, the Malaysian Prime Minister pointed out the need to reaffirm the commitment to work together. Anwar is the first head of government to visit the country under the administration of Marcos Jr.
I believe and concur what you have expressed, the need to not only to reaffirm our commitment to work together, but to enhance Malaysia-Philippine relations. President Marcos Jr., let me assure you that the new administration in Malaysia will be more than happy to further enhance this collaboration.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister also met with former President Joseph Estrada. Also in attendance in the private dinner were former Trade Secretary Jose Prado, Senator Jinggoy Estrada and his brother, Colonel Jude Estrada. The older Estrada and the Malaysian leader consider each other as good friends. They last met in 2018 when Estrada hosted a dinner for Anwar. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Commission on Elections has suspended the proclamation of Erwin Tulfo as nominee of the ACT-CIS party list. Tulfo is facing a disqualification case due to questions on his citizenship and conviction for libel. The COMELEC explained that a nominee's proclamation could be suspended if the petition for disqualification is strong and remains unresolved. And the search for a helicopter that went missing in Palawan continues. A medical evacuation chopper carrying 5 people was reported missing on Wednesday, while on its way to a hospital in Brooks Point, Palawan. And Moody's Investors Service has maintained a stable outlook for Philippine banks. The debt watcher cited the country's continuous economic recovery, which is unlikely to be derailed by rate hikes. The central bank has raised interest rates by 400 basis points since last year, bringing the benchmark rate to a 16-year high of 6%. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.